Oh, hello everyone, it's Susie here from Esoteric Trading Solutions. I hope you're all well. I hope you're looking after yourself, being kind to yourself, living your own life, looking after your beautiful pretty cats, looking after your beautiful babies, and being kind to your parents and being kind to people in the world just to make this a better place. Now, today I'm talking about XRP, Ripple, regulatory issues, as well as XRP's price. We know why it's not going up. Obviously, a lot of people have sold XRP lately because they're just totally frustrated with it. And basically, they've gone into other altcoins and Bitcoin because they're all going up more. I'm still a holder of XRP, and I still believe the day we will have XRP higher than ever. I'm a big believer because fundamentally XRP and Ripple are just unbelievable. Again, I will say they're the best cryptocurrency out of all the cryptocurrencies, okay? Fundamentally, they just stack up. They have a business plan, a business model. They have clients. They make money. They've got millions and millions of clients. And honestly, there is just so much FUD out there that everything that is written literally about Ripple and XRP, the FUD that I read is just incorrect. Okay, now if you want to listen to all those fudders out there, fine, go ahead. But, XRB will be the #1 cryptocurrency going forward. And I'm on record for saying the central banks will use them. The Dutch central bank is already using Ripple and XRP. Okay, all the big banks in Australia are aware of XRP and Ripple. Now, there's been a lot of changes in the regulatory environment just recently, and with President Trump, God bless his soul. I'm not religious, but God bless the guy in that sense, because he's freed up a lot of the regulatory environment for the banks, which will certainly allow XRP and Ripple to be used and XRP to be used, okay? Now, XRP is not just a cryptocurrency for the banks. Again, this FUD drives me insane. It's a cryptocurrency for everyone. It does instant settlement. It is not a scam or a con like these other garbologists say. I won't say it because I'm being kind. If it was, all the big players that have millions and millions of clients, like the PNC, which is one of the largest financial services banks in America, okay, it's within the top 10, which is a client of Ripple's. If Ripple and XRP were a scam, like the Bank of Thailand that has 16 million clients, I can go on and on, right? They would be sued from here to eternity, to Timbuktu, which is what us Aussies say, all right? So everything you read out there, guys and girls, is FUD. It's not true about Ripple and XRP. So it's no wonder people don't understand and they sell the coin down, because there's just these people out there that are maximalist Bitcoin or this or that, and they just, and the journos just follow the other press. They don't even look at the technology. They don't even test the technology. They just follow everyone and follow what everyone else is saying. They don't even test anything. It just drives me insane, okay? So there is so much garbology when we talk about Ripple and XRP out there. They focus on Ripple and XRP like no other cryptocurrency, and no other cryptocurrency gets the scrutiny that XRP gets, right? And I'm sick of this garbology and FUD, man. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'd even sing, I'm a patriot for Australia, but I'd even sing the American national anthem to prove to you, hand on heart, that, I'm an absolute believer in XRP, right? I'm loyal to the bone, right? Loyal to the bone. I'm not a bloody turncoat. I don't shift from one to the other. Yes, I've got other holdings. Yes, I've got other investments in cryptocurrency, as you could see, by my last YouTube, right? But I know XRP fundamentally stacks up. And so many people in crypto land are young little bucks of 25, young little male bucks of 25 that think they know more than I do. Well, I've got news for you. You don't. Yes, I'm a crypto granny and I'm very proud of it. I'm 58 this year, and I'm incredibly proud to be a crypto granny, because I tell you, God, did we have a wow of a time growing up in the 70s and the 80s and 90s. We had an absolute blast of my generation, man. And I tell you, I could tell you some stories, and I'm still having a blast, you know, but I'm just sick of this FUD. Now, thank you very much, Jocks Trading. I like the name. That's cool. And Kia Andrews, because I thought these guys or girls, you know, had some good questions here. You know, they wanted me to, you know, and I think that's a great idea, you know, what they asked me. So I'm happy to have a look at that, right? So, you know, let's go back to, let's talk about what's happening in the regulatory environment. Now, there's something huge that happened yesterday, and I don't know whether other people are mentioning this, but again, this is huge for XRP, okay? Probably they're not mentioning it because there's all these dumb, I'm going to say it, all these garbologist journos out there that just follow everyone else and just slam XRP all the time and don't want to focus on the reality of what's the reality and what's not, you know, and they just follow every other journo garbologist and they write the same stuff, right? And then, you know, just FUD all the way, right? So what came out yesterday was now the US banks are allowed to offer cryptocurrency custodian services, okay, where they are allowed to basically hold crypto keys, right, for clients, okay? They're allowed to hold cryptocurrency on behalf of clients. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, what it means is it's a very quick step from holding cryptocurrency on behalf of clients with custodian wallets, with crypto custodian wallets, to trading and to making prices in cryptocurrency. Now, I can tell you something right now. The US banks and the banks globally will use XRP, right? Because XRP is better than SWIFT. It settles instantly within 3 seconds, no matter where you are in the world, not like other cryptocurrencies where you don't know how long they're going to settle, okay? And that's a fact. XRP has incredible liquidity, more than any other cryptocurrency out there. It has price makers everywhere, okay? It even has its own price makers in the Ripple treasury, which all these garbolish people and fudders wouldn't have a clue about because they've never had that experience. They've come from, you know, God knows where, but they just don't have the experience of financial markets, right? I mean, this is huge, right? The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency basically now has allowed any national bank to hold encryption keys used in crypto wallets on behalf of their custody, on behalf of their clients for custody, right? So exactly, banks can now, you know, hold crypto on behalf of their clients. This is only a skip and a jump to offering crypto rates, crypto deposit rates, crypto lending rates, right? XRP will be the biggest benefactor of this because they've been courting all the banks for years. They're not just a bank coin though, okay? And I'll say that to you, they're a coin for everyone. Corporations, financial institutions, banks, me, you, everyone's got a settlement problem. I don't know what I need to say about this. I send money to you, or I send it to someone else through PayPal. You don't, you know, you might get it, but if you go to send it to your bank account, you won't get it for 2 or 5 days. Come on. Ripple also has an office in Washington. Ripple and XRP are the most compliant cryptocurrency out there. Ripple and XRP are the truest professional players out there. This is huge for XRP. Huge, okay? Right? I mean, honestly, XRP's price because of this alone should be up $2, okay? But no, the cryptocurrency community is just too stupid to realize, okay? Anyway, and I'm saying stupid and silly, right? Because they're not professional, they don't have a clue, right? So the OCC, according to their letter that came out, recognises that as the financial market becomes increasingly technological, there will likely be an increased need for banks and other service providers to leverage the new technology and innovative ways to provide traditional services on behalf of customers. And other words, even the regulatory environment is starting to realize, crypto technology is incredible. Everyone all over the world is looking at it, and we're talking about digital currency, central bank currency, everything, okay? Now, who is the OCC? And I'll tell you who it is. It's an independent bureau within the United States Department of the Treasury that was established under the National Currency Act of 1863, and their charter and role is to supervise and regulate all the national banks and thrift institutions and licensed banks and foreign banks in the USA, okay? And the acting comptroller is a fellow called Brian P. Brooks, who took office in May 2020, okay? This is big. So what are their functions, right? Because I don't know much about this organisation, being an Australian. They have 92 operating locations all over the US. Their headquarters in Washington, and lo and behold, Ripple are in Washington. So they've probably been talking to these guys and girls all the time. Their main objective is to ensure the soundness of the national banking system, to foster competition, liquidity, security and stability, effectiveness and efficiency, and ensure fair and equal access to financial services to all Americans, right? So it doesn't surprise me. They've now said to all the banks, you can have, access to cryptocurrency on behalf of your clients, right? So they also enforce anti-monetary laundering and anti-terrorism finance laws, which is fair enough. And they also investigate misconduct, right, with the banks, okay? And that's directly out of Wikipedia, okay? I reference all my sources, so I'm not talking garbology, okay? So, these guys also participate in the federal banking system, in terms of liquidity, capital assets, market risk, consumer compliance, liquidity, reinvestment, settlements risk, and everything. They really know what they're doing. I'm right in Amsterdam here. I've got a window here. Shush, I'm videotaping. And people just make noise and it drives me mad. I'm really annoyed today. So they regulate and supervise at least 1,200 national banks, federally licensed savings associations, and federal licensed branches of foreign banks in the US. So accounting for more than 2/3 of the total assets of the US commercial banks, and that's according to Wikipedia. So the banking regulation in the US is heaps, okay? It's huge. It's very onerous. The banks are thoroughly regulated, and the regulation is terribly, terribly onerous, and particularly since 2008. But God bless, President Trump, he's started to loosen the chains on the banks so that they can start looking at cryptocurrency. So, according to the regulation, it's regulatory authority, privacy concerns, anti-money laundering, anti-terrorism, community reinvestment, deposit account regulation, and it's insurance, consumer protection, withdrawal limits, all this sort of thing, interest on demand deposits, lending regulation, limits, debt collection, you name it, central banking regulation, regulation of bank affiliates, and any sort of new regulation. But not just that, they also have to comply with, looking at what's happening over in Europe with the European Central Bank and other central banks and everything else. And there's also internal regulations for the central banks, okay? And that would be, the bank of the Central Bank of the Reserve Bank of Australia and the like. Okay, so we know that and they came out with a regulation tape ages ago about Dodd-Frank, guys. So if you want to look at that, probably 3 or 4 months ago, and Mr. Trump basically changed the regulation so that the 12 largest banks in the US had to comply with the stringent regulation, and all the smaller banks in the US didn't have to comply with it, or the medium banks, to free up what the banks can do, because otherwise they've been totally in chains since 2008 to what they could actually do after the GFC, right? So the rules are being loosened under the onerous Dodd-Frank rules that were implemented in 2008. There's now a new change to the derivatives rules. We know that derivatives, are a $1 trillion market, with a $1 trillion settlement problem, okay? derivatives, like anything else, have a settlement problem. You can't settle exactly within, 5 seconds or 3 seconds like Ripple's technology can, right? So the derivatives, the derivatives now, the US regulators have actually loosened up on this 7-year-old guidance on regulating cross-border derivative transactions. And now they're saying, we're not actually going to oversight that anymore. And, you guys can effectively do what you like in the cross-border transactions. Thank God. Because seriously, tying the financial markets up in chains reduces liquidity and makes it worse, okay? You're more likely to have a market collapse if you keep tying up or putting the financial markets in chains, because it reduces liquidity. So basically, they've said, right, we're not going to be watching, what you're doing in terms of derivatives, okay? Cross-border particularly, because we think now you can handle the risk and everything else, okay? And that's a good story. And that's certainly a good story for XRP, okay? If we go to, actually, sorry, I went back too far. Where was that derivatives one? Okay, so if we go to the next slide, the Dodd-Frank rule that came out ages ago, about 6 months ago, which I mentioned as well, it was talking about the bank reporting, which had to be done daily, but also against, assets and against capital, and how much capital the banks had to hold, and, whether they could, hold how much derivatives and how much of this and that. Now, a lot of that has been freed up from the past, and it's only the 12 large banks that have to comply with the onerous regulation of the Dodd-Frank rule from 2008. Okay, so there've been reform in Consumer Protection Act, financial system, banks, mortgage lenders, and credit rating agencies, and the regulatory burdens are now, less burdenous to make the US banks more competitive. Okay, and these laws were passed in Congress in 2008. So effectively, it's only the big banks that have to comply with these regulatory onerous burdens, being JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, US Bancorp, PNC Financial Services, which, by the way, is an XRP client. One of the largest banks in America, PNC, is a Ripple XRP client. They use their technology and they're using XRP, which everyone happens to forget about, okay? Now, again, the garbology is if Ripple was a scam or XRP was a scam, again, these guys have, millions and millions of clients, 25 million probably. They would not be using them, right? And they would be sued to Timbuktu. Again, the next 12 is Toronto Dominion, Capital One, and Bank of New... What the devil's happening out there in Amsterdam? It's so loud today. And the Bank of New York Mellon, right? Now, the number of banks in the US, there's 5,308 according to this in Wikipedia, and and there's about 84,000 branches in 10,248 cities. So, we're talking about 12 banks with the onerous Dodd-Frank ruling, and the rest don't have it, which now with literally this cryptocurrency ruling, where the banks can hold cryptocurrency and encryption keys, it basically frees up the US banking system to be able to hold cryptocurrency and trade in cryptocurrency, right? And that is very, very bullish for XRP, very. So also with Trump's changes, it basically, freed up, as I said, the small and regional banks. The large custodian banks now are able to hold cryptocurrency. It also freed up the mortgage credit providers and the small lenders, right? These changes are great for the utility and storage of XRP and the settlement problem that we face globally of $200 trillion. And that's every financial institution in the world, and person, me, you, and corporate, okay? There's a lot of corporates in the world. I think the last time I looked, it was something like, 2 million or something. Also, what I'd like to also talk about is this fellow, and I constantly see FUD, and it just makes me cross. Okay, and I'll probably get accused of being an old crypto granny like some other guy accused me of. But look, do I care about that? I tell you guys the truth. And when I read stuff that is just totally wrong, and this is totally wrong, I'm sorry to say, Mr. Thomas, whatever your last name is, it just makes me irate. Okay? If you read that article from him, I'm addressing this. XRP is needed internally and externally in the Ripple system. Okay, that's why if Ripple uses Xcurrent with a client, internally they still have to use XRP, and that's why the client saves 30 cents in the dollar. If it's used externally, the client saves 70 cents in the dollar. It still has to be used, right? This guy goes on to say XRP is too volatile to be held by the banks. Well, I've got news for you. That's garbology. You know, XRP's volatility over the last 2 years has actually come down quite substantially, okay, because of the liquidity and because of the price makers, okay? So what you're saying is garbology again. You know, some foreign currency, a lot of foreign currency is more volatile than XRP, and even equities, small cap equities are more volatile than XRP, okay? So that is garbology. XRP is liquid. It is the most liquid cryptocurrency out there, okay? It's akin to the US dollar. It is seriously, seriously liquid because there are many, many price makers out there, and there is lots of liquidity with all the crypto exchanges that have XRP and everyone that holds XRP. It is extremely liquid. Ripple's technology has never had attack, never. Out of the 50 million ledgers that it's written, there's never been a problem. The system is secure. It is the #1 technology out there, okay? Never had a problem, never. You know, it's efficient, it's green, it doesn't cost you, you know, the electricity that the proof of work costs, right? You know, it's efficient, it's green, it works. There's so many cryptocurrency technologies out there that just don't work. And are you, Mr. Thomas, looking at those that don't work and the hacks of the other cryptocurrency technologies? Hacks, hacks, hacks. You don't mention those. This is what I'm saying. Ripple and XRP are so scrutinized. Why doesn't the press and why doesn't everyone else scrutinize every other cryptocurrency? Why is that? When the other cryptocurrencies, the technology doesn't even work. You know, they're scams, for Christ's sake. Sorry for swearing, but I'm not swearing, sorry, I take that back. They're scams, for heaven's sakes. You know, I'm very frustrated. Focus on other cryptocurrencies, or maybe it's too hard for you because you just copy what every other journalist is saying. Seriously, stable coins are not an alternative to XRP. Stable coins are not stable. They are against something, like a fiat currency or gold or something, okay? Or like, you know, the Chinese yuan. The Chinese yuan goes up and down. The US dollar goes up and down against the yen. It's not stable. It's not a store of value, and it's not liquid. It's not, you know, inflationary. If you have a stable coin against the US dollar looks terrible. The US dollar against the yen is going down, down, down. The more the US keeps printing money, the more the US keeps going down, down, down. If you have a stable coin against the US dollar and it goes down to zero, it's going to be worth zero. The US dollar against the yen is going to be below 1, you know, in the next couple of years. That is not stable. Also, you don't have the price makers in a stable coin like XRP. You don't have the liquidity like XRP. You know, you don't even have treasuries pricing up stable coins like XRP. XRP has a lot of combinations of different currencies against it as well, right? XRP and Ripple's treasury, they are professionals, right? you know, central bank digital currencies do not mitigate XRP. The central bank's digital currencies might be against their own currency. They're just using blockchain technology. That's it, right? They're using blockchain technology. That's all, you know, and their currency is still US dollars if it's the central bank of the US, right? It doesn't mitigate XRP. You know, just because we have special drawing rights of the International Monetary Fund, which is the International Monetary Fund's currency, it doesn't mean we don't have fiat currency, right? You know, don't write about stuff you don't know, right? Seriously, focus on other blockchains that don't work, where there's been hacks and scams. Stop focusing on a blockchain technology that actually works. You know, well, it's not necessarily blockchain, it's, you know, distributed ledger technology, okay? Let me just qualify that, because someone will pick me up and go, yeah, Ripple's, you know, technology, not blockchain. It's not actually, that's exactly right. You know, that's the thing, right? You come up with all this great information and someone focus on one little thing, you know? You know, the journos have got to stop focusing on XRP and Ripple and look at every other cryptocurrency technology where there are scams and they don't work. Okay, so, you know, as I said, a centrally banked digital currency is backed by, you know, generally its own currency or gold or something, right? Now, if it was done against gold, that's a great story because gold's going up. But, you know, if it's done against the Russian ruble or against, you know, against the Venezuela dollar or whatever, or against, you know, something like even the US dollar, it's going down, it's not stable and it's not liquid, right? So, you know, and then he goes on to say stable coins are a better fit for cross-border payments. No, they're not, you know, because they don't instantly settle, right? They're not stable, they don't instantly settle. You're taking on more risk with a stable coin. You don't have the price makers, and, you know, it's going to devalue quicker than XRP. It's not correct. You know, it's not correct. Plus, XRP has more liquidity. I mean, I'm tied against the FUD against XRP, absolutely, right? You know, there's so many people out there that just focus on this and say the wrong things. Then he goes on to say XRP and Ripple are not decentralized. Right. XRP's ledger has over 1,000 nodes or more, you know, and they're independent nodes, okay? Stellar has 78 nodes. Why don't you focus on Stellar? Neo has 8 nodes. Why don't you focus on Neo? Some cryptocurrency programs and technology have less. Why don't you focus on those? Why don't you focus on cryptocurrency technology that's had 3 hacks, like Verge, you know, that has less, you know, nodes than Ripple, XRP? Why don't you focus on those? You don't, do you? Whoops, there's a technology, there's a spelling error. You know, cryptocurrency technology should be open source, right? He even criticised the fact that, you know, Ripple's technology is open source. That's the whole idea. Cryptocurrency technologies should be open source, so everyone can check your technology, right? That's exactly correct. It should be open source. Don't give Ripple and XRP a negative because it is open source. That's just ridiculous, man. Some cryptocurrencies out there are not open source, and that's just crazy. They should be. You know, Hashedera, you know, is not open source, and that's just nutty. You know, why don't you focus on Hashedera? It should be open source, open to the market to make sure it's bona fide technology. You know, focus on everything else, not Ripple and XRP that have proven the test of time and have millions and millions of clients. Now, this is from Messari, you know, not me, Messari, who I think are very good, and I pay for them every month. The XRP, and I don't even, you know, get them to pay me for the fact that I'm promoting them. You know, the XRP ledger is managed by independent network of validators, right? Independent network of validators that constantly compare their transaction records, right? They have, you know, a unique node list. Again, independent, you know, independent, not and decentralized, not centralized. Makes me cross, right? The next one I want to say, where did I get up to? I've lost my space now because I got so upset. You know, again, I'm really tired of this FUD. Then he goes and say Ripple's transaction fees are not transparent. Give me a break. Seriously, Ripple's average fee is that down there. And again, this is from Azari, okay? That's Ripple's app fee. It's not even, like I said, 50 million, you do a $50 million transaction and it costs you 30 cents, you know, for a hedge fund, right? You know, and that was Mr. Arrington, okay, for his hedge fund. These fees are paid to other people within the system, right? But look, you know, that is the fee. You know, this is the NVT ratio, right? And the adjusted one. If you go according to Bitcoin, right, this is where the dollar value of XRP should be, just on that alone, not on its clients, right? You know, look at the transactions, you know. Again, you know, what you're saying, man, is completely wrong. They don't have hidden fees. You are totally wrong. You know, 30 cents for 50 million with XRP, and if you use Swift, it's going to cost you anything from 25,000 to 50,000. Give me a break. You know, again, then you talk about Ripple supply. It's not a lot of supply when we're talking about a $200 trillion problem. And then you say supply is not capped. They can issue as much XRP as they like. You're wrong, man. You're totally wrong. XRP supply is capped. You know, it was capped at 100 billion. And now it's less than that because they have some burn. You know, what you're saying is completely incorrect. You know, the language, the crypto language that XRP and Ripple was written in, they cannot issue any more than 100 bill. You're just wrong. You know, they would have to have another coin and different crypto technology to increase the supply of the coin. You're just wrong. This really makes me cross. So, you know, people know Ripple and XRP. The Fed knows them. The US government knows them. The US central bank knows them. The US payment system, Ripple's on that payment system group. The European Union knows them. The European Central Bank knows them because Christine Lagarde, who was at the head of the International Monetary Fund, and then she went to the European Central Bank. She's even said that Ripple and XRP are the best, and I agree with her because she's a very smart woman, and so am I, and they are the best. Other central banks know about Ripple's technology and XRP. Many banks globally and in the US and fund managers and financial institutions know about XRP. Every financial trader in the market knows about XRP and what's the capability of Ripple with instant settlement. Every dealer or trader out there that's ever worked in professional markets in terms of financial markets knows the issue with not being able to settle instantly. You know, in the olden days, it was trade plus 3 days. Now it's trade plus 2 days. Every dealer out there knows about that. You know, every trader on Wall Street would know about the settlement issues. Everyone knows about settlement issues, and Ripple technology can settle instantly, right? Even corporates have corporate treasuries and they've got the problem with, you know, currency not being able to settle instantly. Even corporates, and there's a lot of corporates globally and in Australia. The World Bank knows about Ripple. The White House knows about Ripple and XRP. Media knows about Ripple. I mean, I was even watching a Spanish show the other night and they mentioned XRP and Ripple, right? You know, this is going to go out to the populace, right? Now, you know, another thing, and people say, oh, the central bank's not using Ripple. Well, I've got news for you. You know, they are. Ripple's new partner, where did that go? Ripple's new partner, Currency SciCloud, granted license to keep operating across European Union after Brexit negotiations. So what that means is the e-money license granted to Ripple's partner by the Central Bank of Netherlands will allow the payment platform to continue working EU regardless of the Brexit stuff, but also the Dutch central bank has allowed them, you know, to work with Ripple and, you know, to use their technology and their currency. So the FinExtra's report, the London-based crypto cloud payments platform has managed to receive a license from the Dutch central bank, right? Good on you, Holland. Well done, because I'm here. The Dutch central bank is smart. You know, this is Ripple's client, right? And the Dutch central bank has given them a license, right, to operate, you know, in Europe, you know, and this is a central bank, you know. Ripple and XRP are so well known. It's just a matter of time. And I'm loyal and I will not lose my faith because I know so much about this, you know, about this coin, its technology. The fundamentals just stack up no matter what. And eventually the fundamentals, no matter what, will overtake all that negative FUD out there because it's just too good, right? It's too good a story, man. You cannot ignore it forever. It's like trying to ignore Google, you know, with the incredible technology it had on Microsoft, right? It's too good, you know, and all the dissenters out there are just stupid. Well, I'm going to say it's stupid. I have to say this. So the bottom line is, yes, we know that XRP is slow. I know I'm saying have patience, and I know people want to see this thing, you know, go to the moon within a week and they want to make a fortune within a week. But you know what? Everyone's got out of it. You know, it's going to be, you know, a disaster because you know what? XRP will go up. I have absolute faith and it will be 3 digits worth, right? Okay. I have no doubt in my mind about that. None whatsoever. Because, you know, they keep chipping away. Ripple are true professionals, okay? And you know what? They will, you know, win no matter what, as far as I'm concerned, right? You know, honestly, regulation changes are playing right into XRP's hands, right? I stand by my price and higher, and I will leave with this quote. People are fools, okay? It's an old saying, and I'm an old girl. You know, and I love the old sayings, you know, old is new again, baby. You know, people are fools. They know the price of everything, however, the value of nothing. You know, it's like antiques, right? You can buy antiques for nothing, right? They're incredible. The old wood, okay? So cheap, you know, antiques aren't in, but they will be. Old is new again. You know, antiques are made to last. The quality of antiques and the quality of the furniture they used to make, and my house is old furniture, old everything. I don't have anything from China at all. The quality of the furniture, the quality of the wood, it is nothing like it, and it was built to last. My old house is 200 years old. You know, it's got one crack in it in Melbourne, and we had droughts, we had heat waves, 45 degrees, we had droughts, we had heaps of rain, and yet the new houses got thousands of cracks in them, okay? You know, this XRP and Ripple's technology are the best without a doubt in my mind. And again, people know the price of everything but the value of nothing. So anyway, guys, I've rattled on enough. There's my disclaimer, and you know, I stand by my you know, my price levels, okay? Triple digits, man. I stand by it. Cheers, guys. Nice to talk to you all, and I'll let you go. It's Crypto Granny, and proud of it, with bells on.